there, today I'm going to be showing you 5 family dinners that you could get onto your kitchen table in no time at all. Plus, these are recipes that you could use a rotisserie chicken in, so you already know they're quick and easy. Let's go get to it. To get us started off, we are making one of my all-time favorite taquito recipes. So I have my rotisserie chicken right here. I'm just taking about 2 cups of chicken off of it, so I'm pulling it off and then shredding it. If you don't have a rotisserie chicken on hand, of course, you could always just boil up your chicken on the stove or in the Instant Pot and then shred it from there. So now that I have my chicken in the bowl, I'm adding a 1/2 cup of Mexican-style cheese along with 1/4 cup of green onions that are sliced, 1/3 cup of salsa, and then 3 tablespoons of sour cream. Mix these ingredients all together. To get these taquitos assembled, I'm using these straight taco flour tortillas, or you could use corn tortillas. I microwave them in my microwave for about a minute, wrapped in a wet paper towel so they don't crack and so that they hold shape. Now I'm just filling them with a little scoop, with my cookie scoop of that chicken mixture, and then rolling it up tightly. So now over to this pot on my stove, I'm going to be cooking up some refried beans. I'm just using this brand. I found it on sale at my grocery store. I really like it and I do recommend it. So now that I have that warming up, over to my pan, I'm going to be adding about 1/2 cup of olive oil, or you could use vegetable oil or canola oil. And once that oil is hot, I'm going to add our taquitos in, and I'm going to cook them for a couple of minutes on each side. I did place the seam side down. Once my tortillas are beautifully golden on both sides, I removed them to a separate plate, and then here is my plate of food. I served mine with guacamole, sour cream, cherry tomatoes, and then those refried beans that I heated up. These have phenomenal flavor on the inside, and then that tortilla on the outside is perfectly crisp. Now we're making this chicken stroganoff, and you are definitely going to want to give this one a try. I'm just slicing up my 8 ounces of mushrooms, and I diced up a 1/2 of an onion. Now over to my pan on the stove, I melted 2 tablespoons of butter, and then I added the mushrooms and the onion, and I'm going to cook it for about 8 to 10 minutes, or until the mushrooms are starting to get a golden color. So while those are cooking away, I'm going to boil up my 12 ounces of egg noodles. Now that my mushrooms and onions are soft and golden, I just added in a tablespoon of minced garlic. I gave this a good stir so the garlic could become fragrant. And now I'm adding in a dash of salt and pepper, and then you'll add in 2 tablespoons of flour and then mix everything together. The last few simple ingredients you'll add in is just a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce, and then add in your 1.5 cups of chicken broth. You do want to add the chicken broth in slowly and then whisk it while you're adding it in, just so everything combines well and there are no clumps that form. So after that, you'll let it simmer on your stove for about 2 to 3 minutes so it gets nice and thick, and then you'll add in your 2 cups of cooked chicken. Of course, I added in my rotisserie chicken. Let the chicken warm through, and then you will add in your 1/2 cup of sour cream. You do want to make sure the heat is off when you do add the sour cream in, just to ensure that the sour cream doesn't curdle. So after you stir the sour cream in and it gets nice and creamy, it's ready to serve. Of course, I served mine over those egg noodles, but you could serve yours over rice or really anything you like. I also paired this with broccoli on the side. This has a wonderful, creamy, rich taste, and I really love how it's a fun twist on stroganoff. My family really loves it. Now we're making this broccoli chicken Alfredo, and this has to be my daughter's favorite. In my pot of boiling water, I'm adding my 3/4 of a pound of pasta. You could use any type of pasta you like. And now over to my pan, I added in my 3 tablespoons of butter. Once it melted down, I added in my 2 tablespoons of minced garlic. I let the garlic get fragrant for about a minute, and then added in 2 tablespoons of flour. Whisk this flour around until it starts to get golden. Now you'll slowly add in your 3 cups of milk. I'm using regular milk, or you could use half and half if you want to. Of course, add it in slowly and whisk it while you're adding it in so it thickens up best in the end. After I whisked in all of the milk, I brought it up to a simmer and let it simmer on my stove for a couple of minutes until it thickened up. Now that it is thicker, I just added in my cup and a half of Parmesan cheese. I whisked it in, and then I added in about a half a teaspoon of salt and a half a teaspoon of pepper. After that, I gave it one last whisk, and then my sauce was finished. Now that my pasta only has about a minute or so left of cooking, I'm going to add in my 12-ounce bag of frozen broccoli florets, and I'm going to let it continue to cook for about a minute or so. If you don't have frozen broccoli on hand, you could use fresh broccoli or not use broccoli at all, and that would be perfectly fine. Anyways, after I strained my noodles and broccoli, I brought it over to this large bowl, and now I'm going to add in my 2 cups of cooked rotisserie chicken, or you could just use 2 cups of boiled chicken, whatever you prefer, and then the sauce, and I'm going to stir everything to combine. Over to my large round baking dish, or you could use a 9x13 baking dish. I sprayed it with plenty of nonstick spray, and then I added that mixture right in there. I'm going to sprinkle about 2 cups of mozzarella cheese on top, and then I'm going to place this in my preheated oven to bake on 350 degrees for about 15 minutes, or until the cheese is melty like this, and then it's ready to serve. I really love how this is a complete meal in itself. You could throw that broccoli in there and get your veggie. And like I said previously, my daughter really likes this meal too, so it's definitely kid-friendly. Now we're making this Southwest chicken skillet. On my cutting board right here, I'm just going to cut up my 1 red bell pepper into smaller pieces along with my 1 onion. After that, I am going to set them to the side and over to my stove. I have it on medium heat, and I just added about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Once my oil is hot, I'm going to add the bell pepper and the onion, and I'm going to cook them until they're soft. It should take about 3 to 5 minutes, I'd say. Now that my veggies are soft, I'm going to add in my tablespoon of minced garlic, stir it around until it is fragrant, and then you'll add in your 1 can of drained and rinsed black beans along with 1 can of drained corn, 2 cups of cooked shredded chicken, and then for the seasonings, this is going to make it taste so amazing, 2 teaspoons of chili powder, a teaspoon of cumin, teaspoon of paprika, a teaspoon of salt, and then 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. Stir everything to combine. After about 5 minutes of cooking together, everything has heated through. Now I'm going to add in the juice from 1 lime, give it one last good stir, and then it is ready to serve. You could serve this however you want to, but I love serving mine with a little bit of cheese on top, sour cream, avocado, and cilantro. This has a nice mild flavor. It's not spicy at all, but it really does have delicious flavor, and I think you'd love it. Now we're making the most simple, delicious broccoli, cheese, and chicken casserole. On my pan on the stove, I just added about 1.5 cups of water. Now I'm adding my 4 cups of broccoli. This is fresh broccoli that I just cut into smaller pieces. And then you're going to put the lid on top and let this steam for about 2 minutes or until your broccoli is fork tender. At this point, you're just going to drain the water out and then set the broccoli to the side. In this large bowl, I'm adding 1/2 cup of softened cream cheese along with 2 tablespoons of mayonnaise, just a little dash of salt and pepper, and then 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder. Mix this all together. For the cheese, I'm adding in 3/4 cup of shredded sharp cheddar cheese, and then this is the chicken. It's just about 1.5 cups of shredded chicken, and then the broccoli I added in. Stir everything to combine. You want the cream cheese mixture to coat the chicken and the broccoli at this point. Once I sprayed my larger casserole dish with plenty of nonstick spray, I added that casserole mixture right in there and sprinkled 1.5 cups of shredded sharp cheddar cheese on the very top. I baked this on 375 degrees for about 15 to 20 minutes or until the cheese was nice and melty like this. If you are looking for a delicious broccoli, cheese, and chicken casserole, this is the one for you. I can make this one all year round and really never get tired of it. This is also a great kid-friendly and adult-friendly meal. My entire family loves it. I hope you found a recipe for yourself, and I have so many more videos like this on my channel, so make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any more in the future, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.